Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Rollwise Show, the place where we talk about tabletop RPGs. Today, we continue our foray into the Magical Land of Yeld, second edition. Last week, there we go. Yeah, last week, we had actually started our adventure. Our two people, Brent and Jeff, had found themselves into a temple that hopefully should provide them some answers about an upcoming a possibly upcoming encounter with one of the hunters, Croesus. Since we're kind of just doing a one shot just to see how the game plays, we're going to kind of just put it through its paces and continue on. We left off with Jeff. He was in a hallway of mirrors, kind of seeing future versions of himself. The future versions, of course, challenging him. Kind of poking at his persona that he's created in Yeld, kind of taunting him that he's never going to be able to leave. Jeff, just so that people know who your character is, in case I haven't missed that first episode, do you want to give them a quick rundown, a reminder?
Sure. My name is Valentine. I go by Val. Val is his friend type is liar. His job is soul thief. Is just remember like keywords or just trust me and I can't be afraid to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also 12 years old, and if you reach age 13 in Yeld, you can't ever leave.
And you become a monster.
Yeah. So Valentine is kind of in the red zone, unfortunately, when it comes to how much time they have left to acquire the keys and open the magical door.
Yep.
So we're going to leave Jeff for a moment, just kind of marinate in the idea that, he's kind of dealing with an older version of himself that is kind of making fun of him for his choices in life and everything like that. And we're going to go over to Brent. So Brent, the last thing we recall is that you had your flashlight and you had and like Jeff was behind you looking away. Then all of a sudden, he no longer saw you. But then what did you do at that point?
Well, that was when we left off. I didn't really do anything. I backed up and made sure like the wall was moving away from me. I checked that, but that was about as far as I got before we switched over to Val.
Okay. So coming back and kind of focusing on you, the area that you're in seems to extend far greater than you can really see. And your flashlight, other than it hitting kind of like a sort of reflective surface, a little bit of a distance away, it doesn't seem to like, you can't find a way out or see something that's an obvious tunnel or anything like that. Kind of trapped in this area here. How do you approach it? What are you thinking? What are you doing?
So I know the wall is there. Is there a wall? Is there where like a? Can I see where the wall meets the floor? Like I know the wall moves away when I approach it, but is there like a 90-degree angle where the wall meets the floor?
Yeah, I would say you're not exactly, it looks like it's probably 90 degrees. It's kind of hazy. So you can see where there's, kind of that smooth.
But it doesn't seem like I'm floating in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-mm. And like stepping down on the floor, you can kind of hear an echoey pump, pump into the room. So echo meaning that there is some distance between you and something.
Well, I mean, there's distance between me and the wall. It just moves away as soon as and if I shine the lights directly on the wall, I don't see anything, and it's not reflective.
You said? No, it kind of like the wall just turns at like it's like that it goes into the wall, but it kind of turns misty more than reflects it. So it's kind of like it looks like it absorbs the light.
Okay, well, the first thing I'll do is, and I'll do this for a little while. I will follow the line without approaching the wall. I'll try and use my flashlight to follow the line of the wall and I'll walk like 15 steps one direction and see if anything changes.
Okay. So as you kind of walk that direction, you notice that it's kind of like changing as you can see the wall, mist is kind of forming and everything like that. And you see what looks to be like brickwork starting to form, but not out of actual bricks or anything like that. It looks like you're looking into a three-dimensional picture of bricks, almost like you're entering into a cave or some sort of ruins or something like that.
So it's like it's changing into something, a different sort of room as I walk further.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the room looks very realistic. However, even though it's got realism to it, you definitely feel like you can't reach it. It's like as you kind of walk towards it, the room is materializing, but it doesn't seem as though you're getting close.
So this is ahead of me or on the wall?
On the walls that you see, and it kind of, as it spreads out from the walls as you walk forward, it kind of starts to fill the entire room.
Okay, well, I'll walk till I seem like I'm in the room entirely.
Okay, so as you walk,
and how many? And I'll count the steps just to make sure that I can kind of go back to where I began.
Okay,
not that matters here, but
you count about 20 steps before it looks like this illusory ruin is one. It seems as complete as it's going to. Like, you don't notice any more changes or it becoming any more dense or anything like that.
Okay, so what does it look like now exactly?
So as you look ahead of you and behind you, you pretty much see that there's, based on your character's knowledge, it almost looks like something from, like Earth in that regard. It looks like it's a tunnel system that kind of opens up widely. There are different platforms and everything like that, but it all looks very Egyptian for some reason. Hieroglyphics that, even though they look like they're probably Egyptian, the symbols aren't something that you really recognize. You don't see the kind of the pharaohs or anything. You see other figures that are hard to make out. As soon as you try to focus on them, they kind of just, you're kind of hazy and you really can't focus on them.
Is there anything else in the room at all?
As you look more closely, you see something in the kind of out of the corner of your eye. It looks like it moves a little bit.
Like, as in, if I look at it, it doesn't stay there. Like, I don't see.
No, it still stays there, but it looks like it's moving a little bit, kind of shuffling. It's like you're looking at it, something's back and it's hunched over.
Okay, I shine the flashlight on it. What is it?
You see, basically what you would expect is, like, you see a backpack on, and you see somebody that's kind of rustling through something that looks like a pile of something. You can't really tell. Their back, the backpack, and kind of them hunching over it seems like it's taking up most of the space.
Does it look like my backpack?
Looks very similar to your backpack. Maybe a little worn, maybe a little older.
I just yell a greeting to the person searching just to see what happens if they turn around or if I can talk to them or interact with them.
It doesn't seem as though they acknowledge your presence there, but after you yell, you yell out the name and everything like that, you do see that they kind of stop and they look up and they have a cup in their hands and they're kind of looking at it, almost kind of essaying it just to see, is this a valuable thing? Is it not? And after making a cursory glance, they kind of shove it into their backpack, using that slide that you use to quickly put things away.
Okay, well, if they don't answer me, I just continue to look for a way out.
Okay.
I try and kind of keep an eye on them as they move through the room.
So as you see a little bit more materialize around you, and as you kind of continue to look for your way out, you notice that the room changes a little bit. It seems like as soon as you kind of walk down the corridor a little bit farther down these almost ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, it seems like all of a sudden, you kind of walk, this illusion catches up with you and then walks forward, stepping into what looks to be like an office space. And you can kind of see that they don't have a backpack anymore, but they have a cup of coffee in their hands and they go and they sit at a desk. People seem to be moving about them and everything like that.
Okay. I'm still just kind of looking for a way out. I don't assume this is real, so I'm kind of still looking for a pathway out.
Okay. So as you kind of like, as you're looking around, it looks kind of like just a cubicle farm is the best way that you would think to describe it. Where your illusion is sitting, it seems as though there's a few.
I do know it's me now.
Yeah, look, like as you kind of get closer, you can see an older version of yourself. From what you could tell, it looks like maybe you have grown up. You've kind of taken on a corporate job. Hmm. So, when you look around, you see some of the people that you've recognized in your life. Before you came to Yale, did you have any particular people that you interacted with at school that were not your favorite?
Oh yeah, there were some bullies at school that I interacted with.
Well, one of them, you see one of them kind of standing over at one of the cubicles, kind of leaning over, cup of coffee, tea, something in hand, and they seem to be talking with one of their coworkers.
Can I hear what they're saying?
You'd have to get closer.
So yeah, I'll get closer and see if I can hear what they're saying. Kind of keeping an eye on my reflection.
Mhm.
Well, before I go over to them, what does is it just a coffee cup? Does the coffee cup say anything?
It says "World's Best Boss" on the bullies that you recognize.
No, I'm talking about the one that I was carrying.
Just a plain white coffee cup, unless you have a coffee cup that you would.
Well, no, I'm just curious because it seemed important because he found it in Yeld, and then it seems like he brought it to this office space. But if it's blank, it doesn't seem important. Yeah, I'll just go over to them and see if I can hear what they're saying.
Okay. As you get closer, you can tell that this person. What was the bully's name?
Donald.
Donald. So you can tell that Donald, he's talking with one of your coworkers, and he's having a conversation about how, when you joined the company, there were such good hopes. You presented yourself so well, that you just can't seem to make it. Obviously, this is the kind of conversation that two people should be having in the office, but Donald has known you a long time, so he's pretty open about his feelings about you.
Is he talking? He's talking to me, or he's talking to somebody else?
To another person. Kind of, you're overhearing him complain about you effectively.
Oh. About future me that I don't think is real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to go back over to my character's desk, and can I grab the cup? Can I touch anything?
As you grab, so when you like grab for the cup, you kind of feel like something very incorporeal in your hand. It's hard to lift. It's kind of slimy and slippery. And you kind of hear your personal version, kind of muttering to themselves. I said I was smart, but I didn't feel it, so I just started pretending harder. You see them clacking away at probably what is Excel. You're 10 years old. You don't really know those things, do you? Do kids know?
What a keyboard is? Yes.
No, Excel. Like, I don't. Do 10-year-olds know what Excel is these days?
Probably. Probably. Again, not thinking this is real. Because I'm in Yeld. I do mumble something to myself about you are smart. They probably don't treat you very well. And I still try to grab the coffee cup for a minute. And if I can't grab the coffee cup, get a firm enough grip on the coffee cup to throw it at Donald, I just continue to move through to see if I can figure out a way out.
Okay. So basically, why don't you tell me a little bit about what your thought process is? Is your thought process like basically to pick up the coffee cup and chuck it at Donald? Like that's a thing for you?
It would be to pick up the coffee cup, throw it at Donald, and say I quit because you shouldn't be taking this.
Okay. All right. So let's turn this into a challenge a little bit. So as we talked about with challenges, there's basically 3 types of challenges. And that's kind of like when you think about challenges in D&D. Can you pick the lock? Can you not pick the lock? Those kind of things. An effort challenge is kind of whether or not you succeeded the task, but how much energy or suffering that you would take in order to perform the task. And a heroic challenge is basically a combination of tasks that you are typically doing. So let's actually make this an effort challenge. You're going to, so we're going to see, you have 4 stats. What would be the stat that would be a good stat? I think the brave stat would probably be, and of course you would be able to add any special dice or emotional or borrowed dice that you see fit.
What is? What's my ability again? Is I can add dice to a challenge. I think with that ability, if I remember right.
I'd have to look. I actually didn't have your sheet pulled up.
Well, I don't have that ability on there written down there for some reason. I should put it down. Let's see, where is this?
Not sure which ability you mean then.
So like freelancer ability. Freelance just do a little bit of alone. During each adventure, the freelance for improvise dice that add any time. Any attack. Any attack or can add them to smart dice to try and cast spells from any book or scroll in his possession. In addition, that can be used as a job. So I will use 2 special dice so I can do 4 dice because I don't think I have anything else that really matters. Like dirty fighting, I don't think would matter.
Okay.
So
that's really good use of improvise there. All right.
So that would be 4 dice, right?
Yes, you have a brave of 2.
Nice.
Do we add them together?
Yeah. So your goal is to beat a target number.
It's 18.
Oh. At this point, you have succeeded. So I want you to kind of like play this scene out and let me know how it went in your head. I mean, obviously, don't follow you all the way to the corporate world. Probably gave you some pretty strong emotions, and so apparently that was enough channel in this for you to.
Well, yeah. Basically, what I do is I manage to pick up the. I don't really think this is real because I refuse to believe that I'm going to end up this way. So I do that, and then after it hits Donald, no matter what he does, I kind of push my duplicate to get up and like walk out.
Okay. So in this case, I would say that your duplicate, like when you pick up the cup, like it seems like all time stops in the in this illusory cubicle farm, and you throw this cup, and you have immense aim, and you just crack Donald, who I kind of imagine is that guy from like Office Space. You know, the boss is like, oh yeah, you have to work overtime. You know, that guy.
Lumber.
So suspenders and everything, you know, just kind of sitting at the edge of the cubicle, arm on the wall. You just crack him right in the face. And there's like this weird gasp that has come from, like, you're not really sure where. It just feels like the room gasped. You're not really, can't place it to anybody else. And you see your future self looking at you at this point, like you guys have made eye contact. So you tell your future self what? What is one thing you tell your future self?
Make better choices, and then I walk off to try and find a way out.
Make better choices.
Seems good. I like that.
All right. And so you kind of like just walk off in any direction, just towards anything that looks like a door.
If I see a door on the office that says exit, that's what I walk towards.
Okay. Yeah. As you kind of like scan around, you didn't know if you saw this before, but you see it, kind of a green exit sign. It looks probably like a fire escape rather than a typical exit, but
Yeah, I just started walking towards the fire door.
okay. Do you even look back, or you just like slam that
Nope,
bar down?
I don't look back. I think that's what I should have probably do to Donald before I came to Yeld. And Yeld has given me the courage to do that, and I don't think. And hopefully, my adult self or illusionary self or whatever this is listens to the advice of me. And I just walk towards the door.
So, and you know how it sounds, that heavy bar just like chunk as the latch unlocks and kind of swings open. We'll go back to Jeff now. Jeff, so you are standing kind of face to face with an older version of yourself. Like I said, you can't really tell how old, but it's somebody that looks to be comfortable in their persona. Like there's kind of a glint in their eye and a certain sinisterness to their sneer. Their clothes, they've chosen all dark colors, things that would imply that they have gone down a nasty road. And obviously, very nice looking weapons, probably rewards from horrible deeds done kind of thing. The look. You basically can imagine a very sinister version of yourself.
Hmm.
That's who you're staring at. Taller, stronger looking, more confident.
Yeah.
You do.
I don't know if I believe that he's actually there. This is just in my head. I'm going to find a way out of Yeld. I'm going to find the keys, and I'm going to get back home. I'm not going to be stuck here like you. I'm going to help my friends get back. That's the only thing that matters.
Okay. So basically, you say that that's the only thing that matters. At this point, what would be a good let's see. What would be a good challenge? So let's go ahead and do the same kind of effort challenge for you. In this case, yeah, I think the brave dice is still the best solution, because that's really how you face your fears in Yeld. So you kind of and that this isn't you. In summary, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. So let's roll those brave dice.
Yeah, I've got 2.
Okay. 1 second, and I'll get you the difficulty level. It's high. It is a difficulty 10 in this. Well, it's a difficulty 9.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hit that.
You got 2 dice.
Try.
Or did you already roll them in? Okay, I just want to make sure.
I have not.
Oh!
I got a 9. Wow.
Okay.
That was a surprise. Because I don't have any skills that
higher than average.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
So it looks to kind of reel back at your sudden defiance of your fate. It looks like you kind of like put it on the ropes a little bit. What would you say to yourself who's proud of becoming this thing, to kind of, you know what I'm saying? What's the thing that you would tell yourself that's proud of becoming this, that um, kind of help you get past this.
Is this the older phantom telling the younger me something, or is this the younger me?
No, this is your
telling-
inner voice. So,
This is my inner voice.
Yeah.
Feels like a start. Keep going.
Okay. Kind of shrieking back from it. And so basically, because your persona is based on lies and everything like that.
Yeah.
Getting
As scared.
As you hurl insults to it, you see that the confidence that is so easily visage around it starts to peel away. So the more insults you kind of hurl, and the more you kind of, I mean, I hate to say this, denigrate it, saying that's not who I'm going to be. You're a lie. All those kind of things. Kind of weakens and kind of eventually turns, kind of like falls backwards. And as it falls backwards, it dissipates into dust. And you kind of see at that moment, you and Brent kind of like stumble forward into a great chamber. It's like because you were kind of like speaking at it, as you said more, you got closer. But when it dissipated, you stumbled into a grand chamber. And Brent, same thing with you. As you press down the heavy lever for the door, you step forward, and you kind of both just kind of appeared into this space. The chamber itself is fairly large. It's basically full of water. It has fountains that kind of pour from various, what you would like if you were to imagine like kind of Greek statues where they have like the vases, and you can imagine water kind of coming out of them into this kind of like this long pool. The problem is, instead of them being like what you would have imagined seeing like in a textbook where they're just in togas or whatever they would be wearing this period, it's actually snake-headed women. The snakes, of course, they're all everything is kind of in action, but the water is kind of pouring down from these faces. It doesn't look as though they have any sort of thing that feeds them, but the gentle rushing is very calming and very soothing. Outside of that, though, you see that the rest of the chamber, as it kind of extends back, leads to what probably is the centerpiece of it. And leading up to it, you see various fairies, like the big fairy dog-looking things. You see them kind of standing, stone statues, kind of in vigil guard of this. And then, of course, you see a larger statue of a snake-headed woman that's kind of standing behind what looks to be a stone-esque egg about the size of a barrel that's huge. What do you do?
I have a question. Like these statues, you say they're snakes. So how do we know they're women?
Oh, they're snake-headed women.
Okay, they just have snake heads.
Or shit. It's like a Medusa. How about that?
Okay. Well, I'm just curious because if they're reptiles,
that's a very good question. In my brain, I just shortcutted it to snake-headed women because they were snake. I should have said snake-haired women.
Okay, they're more like Medusa women.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's more what they kind of look like.
Very much more scary.
So I just want to point out that was my mistake because haired and head are two separate things.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure that I kind of was getting a picture of where we are. I nod to Val. Very much happy that we're back together again after I kind of just say, well, that was weird. Glad to see you again.
Yeah, I thought I'd lost you. I don't know what the hell I'd do here if I was alone.
Yeah, we were definitely lost for a second, but we'll find a way. And then I kind of nod to head towards the egg, I guess, as we're looking at everything looks like statues, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, it seems like whatever inspiration they stole from the Greeks or the Romans is that looks like they've carved out this grand temple area.
And the
And
water's
pretty much
still ankle deep.
in the central pool. It's hard to tell. It probably looks a little bit deeper than that. And I mean, and the pool is what's really providing most of the light to this room. It's kind of like almost an otherworldly blue that kind of shimmers.
But I mean, it was ankle deep in the other. It was ankle deep in the other room. Is it? I'm asking because because of whether or not I think it's the same.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the entryway,
Right? Because
Yeah.
we're walking in the water, right?
In this, no, there's a pool that extends in front of
Oh.
you, and there are these snake-haired women that are pouring water into the pool at regular intervals. Aside from them, there are kind of fairy warriors that are standing guard, and they all kind of lead up to a central snake-haired woman that's sitting behind a large stone-like egg.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
Well,
So-
trust me, the snake-headed woman thing probably.
Well, no, the water is more important to me because
Okay.
I know we're in a slightly different place now. So yeah, we'll walk towards the egg. I'm kind of keeping an eye out on the statues and kind of seeing if there's any writing or anything that gives us any indication where we are.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be any writing that you can see. You do see some kind of like stylized bas relief things that are in the same motif as the stuff that was on the door. Kind of like around where the crown molding would be. There would be, they're basically scenes of dragons stylized and everything like that. All of them seem to be kind of facing towards the central component of this big room. So all the faces are facing the same direction you're facing, towards that central point. But no specific writing that you can make out.
Well, I assume since everything's looking that way, I assume that's the way that we're supposed to go. So yeah, I guess we go up to the egg.
I agree. The egg and the boss lady.
The Medusa that's going to turn us to stone.
Is it?
She appears to be stone already, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everyone
Everyone.
your shield, right, Sam?
I bought my bow, which I have out, I guess.
You have some chisels and everything like that. So as you approach, you hear kind of a voice, and the central statue says, 2 challenges completed. A third you must pass to prove you are worthy. And at that point, you kind of hear you see the water stop from the various Medusa-like creatures lining the pool, and you see just ahead of you to the left some liquid. It doesn't really look like water. It almost looks like kind of a black ichor kind of pours on one of the fairies, and you see, so on the left side you see a couple rows down, you see black liquid kind of pour down. Over on the right,
Like out of the ceiling, or
yeah, so like something, it seems like something opens and like something just gushes out, and this just slime oozes onto this thing.
and what happens to it?
You see that kind of like at that point, the stone fur starts to move a little bit. And instead of staying stone, it actually looks like it turns into actual fur. It looks like a transformation happens, rather than flesh to stone. This is stone to flesh. And you see one of the fairies kind of coming out of the wall, like kind of shaking off, just standing there, and kind of like looks around, sees you and barks something in a language you don't recognize. And you see another one of the fairies on the opposite side do the same thing. Each are kind of adorned in what looks to be very old armor, and they have cudgels that they were kind of holding on to.
Did the speaking come from anything? Like it didn't come from the sentinel figure or anything, or the egg or anything like that?
It sounded everywhere. However, you could tell that when you heard the sound, there was kind of a bluish light that emanated from that central Medusa figure.
All right. Well, I want to go check out the egg if possible. But I would like to check out the egg before we just start. I figure Val likes to fight. So check out the egg.
Okay. So Val and this fairy are kind of engaged. Or going to be engaged in very harsh words, at least. So let's and kind of get closer to the egg.
Yeah, I want to look at the egg just to make sure, like, there isn't any, like, there isn't, like, a or something like that. Just to make sure that, because I want to make sure the test is actually fighting these things, because we can fight them forever if that's not the test. So I'm trying to just.
Egg is actually, you can tell that it's floating above what looks to be an intricate blue circle. The runes below it seem to go probably about an inch above them, though. The egg itself does look very heavy. It's just kind of got a certain weight to it that you can just upon it.
But it doesn't look like I have to move anything or anything like that.
There's no apparent things. I mean, you could obviously push the egg or try to move it since it is floating, but there's not anything obvious in that area that would suggest that.
Okay.
So Jeff, you ready to scream for combat?
Yeah, I'm trying to circle and keep myself between.
Remember, Mike has to say combat, and then we have to
I know.
talk
I know.
first.
I know. I think I'm okay not going first, though. I think is what I'm saying.
Go. Oh.
Just go. Okay. I will try to fight dirty. So. And your roll make. Alright, so I'm still making a regular attack, but I'm using fight dirty, so 12.
Okay. Now that's right. And this, since after armor. Let me just double check. All of a sudden, my brain was monsters will defend by rolling tough dice and armor dice. Some monsters also have special dice. Okay. Okay. It has beaten you. So, as you make enough and thick enough that it's able to deflect your blade, that is its turn. Now, its own right here. It is going to attack you, Jeff. Since you were the one who made the first move there. It kind of looks like it's a little bit groggy, but it's gaining momentum as it kind of focuses in on you, since you're the one who kind of made the first strike. And it takes its large club and it swings it. Oh, interesting. At a 6. That doesn't sound very intimidating, really.
So I use tough dice to defend. 12 plus armor.
Tough plus armor plus any special dice that may apply.
Yeah, I'm gonna try lie. So I'll be rolling 4d6, I guess. 10.
And special dice. So, just so everybody's aware, when somebody uses the word or uses lie, liar, liar, pants on fire, add to a brave roll to tell a fib. Tell you roll a lie dice instead of armor dice when you defend against an attack. If your roll is successful, you do not lose a tough dice or suffer any effects, but the attacker's count counts. Pretty good.
Yeah, so he counts as a successful attack, but I'm laying on the ground.
It's just one of those fake, like, movie type hits.
All right, so yeah, I'm looking at the top row.
Or like you feign death like a mutant.
Pretty much. Okay. He looks up and is like, in confidence that he's taken his club and smashed you. But in fact, all he did was smash something near you, and it gave kind of like that same feel to him. Okay. Next round, Brent, you can join this round, although you are a little bit away from him. You'll be in short range, medium range, short to medium.
Yeah. So I'm last, right?
Technically in this round, it would be Jeff, then him, then you. I would assume.
You mean that there's two of them, right?
There's a second one that's
not engaged.
Okay. So Jeff, what are you going to do?
You know what? Since Brent's going to get in on this one, I'm going to try to use hide and sneak and hide before the lightning strike.
Okay. So lightning strike.
I can add an extra.
Okay. All right.
17.
14. You managed to lightning strike. Why don't you describe to me how you went from your...
When he turned to kind of look and see what my partner was doing, do anything. So I stabbed my sword into his side. Got underneath his guard because he thought that I hurt.
Okay. Yeah. And, even though he has kind of a sturdy set of armor on, you found an opening in it. He kind of groans in pain as the knife bites in. Okay. His turn.
I will use excuse me.
Ooh, excuse me.
Yeah. Which is add to your target when interrupting it. Add to your roll when interrupting a target. Target resists you.
Yeah. So using what?
It said add to your roll when interrupting a target. Target resists by rolling smart dice.
Smart.
So I would use my smart dice and this ability to interrupt. I would roll a challenge for that.
So let me just double check. I believe so.
Sounds right to me, but...
So excuse me, monsters always want to wait their turn. Friends can interrupt monsters. Okay. Oh wait. So monster who has not gone yet in there can try to interrupt by making a brave roll against that friend. Friends resist by rolling their own brave dice. Yours says use smart dice.
It says they resist using smart dice.
Oh. Okay. Works for me.
And so I would roll my brave dice.
If that's what the ability says there, then I don't think
I'm
that's
not reading exactly the ability. Give me a second. I'll go check the ability.
okay. Special dice, right?
Let me find it. The actual ability.
Yeah, so excuse me is add to your roll when interrupting a target. Targets resist by rolling smart dice. Yeah, that's it. So that's what the actual spool. That's
So what do I need to do?
so basically you're gonna roll your brave to do the excuse me, and he's gonna resist using smart dice.
So my brave is 2, and I get +1 dice.
Yes.
And then if you have anything that allows you to add more borrowed dice to your brave, then you could too, but
I rolled a 12.
I got a 9.
Okay.
All right.
So they are now interrupted. So I am going to attack the one Val. So
Okay.
Bo, these are rank 1 or rank 2? Okay.
So it says you get +1 strong and +1 brave, but I'm just attacking, so it would just be +1 strong in this, right?
Yes. Unless you have an
Okay,
ability that allows you to attack with both, but I don't think that's the case.
I am going to use one of my improvised dice as well, so this will be
Okay.
46 to attack it.
Okay.
I rolled
And this is the one that was injured, right?
poorly. Yes, the one that Val
Yes.
was attacking. I rolled poorly. I rolled a 10.
Okay.
You rolled poor.
I rolled more poorly.
Actually, you rolled equally as poor. We both rolled
It's
some
impressive,
I just have
honestly. I'm not gonna lie. And even on my one dice, I rolled I split the difference there. So, in this situation, basically, get a killing shot. So why don't you tell me, like, how you suppress this monster?
Yeah, I see. And that's when I leveled my shot at it. But as I shot at the creature, Val jumped up and did their lightning strike. And as she moved away from the light, the creature to the ground. I'm not sure if they turned back into stone or what, but yeah.
Okay. No. Okay. So at this point,
But it falls, correct?
it does. It
Seems
falls over defeated.
Okay.
All right. So, basically, you see the other one kind of like, making its way over. And it is kind of funny because there's a lot of fire in this game. And it comes over, and as it approaches, you can see that it kind of something that is really kind of unexpected. It kind of screams at you, but as it's kind of screaming, you can tell that it's basically taking a huge breath. like combination attack. It actually is breathing fire at you. Because we wouldn't be as, it wouldn't much we talked about it before, right, Brent?
Well, yeah, we'll be illuminated. We'll be able to see as if we were holding a torch.
It's true.
I mean, if it starts,
It's attacking you. 8.
defend.
Yeah, probably try to defend.
I feel like, real quick before we end the fight, mid-fight buffing. Okay.
10.
As it brings its heavy cudgel down and kind of like is billowing flames, kind of in this awkwardly strange fighting style that doesn't seem to match anything you've seen. You somehow managed to dodge the attack in its entirety. Okay, that's the end of the round. It is now Jeff's turn.
Yeah, I'm going to. I guess I'm going to try and lightning strike.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Your blade is turned away by its defense. Okay. And Brent, it would technically be your turn now, but he is going to excuse me to try to take. So you need to roll your smart dice, I guess, because he's going to use.
Is it? I mean, it's a smarter brand for me. I mean, it's better for me. It's 2.
Yeah, well, the
Either way,
initial.
but
Excuse me.
just to clarify,
It looks
for
like
those.
you rolled brave on brave, but if you use the special dice, it looks like you rolled brave on smart. So he's going to use his best to try to take the turn.
I'm gonna have 7. So. Wait, didn't he go?
No, he went last.
Oh no, he went
Yeah,
last. That was his turn.
last round.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately.
I rolled average.
Yeah, he takes it. He's going to.
Jesus, he's got 4 brave die. Oh no, he had a bonus one. So he gets to go.
One second. Okay. Yeah, he's going to. Let's see. Yeah, probably should have been a little more aggressive here. I'm going to go through, and he's going to try the.
Push him in the water.
Fair enough. And I didn't roll enough dice last time. 96.
No. Roll that.
I
7.
will try to defend.
I believe that's lower than average on
It does
3.
appear that way, doesn't it? Damn.
I will shoot an arrow at the fire. 2 for brave, 1 for my bow, or 2 for strong, 1 for my bow, and 1 for improv. I rolled that again. I rolled an 8.
Oh, he actually, last time he defended, so. Yeah. Your arrow is deflected.
I rolled him for
Okay.
that.
Ouch.
I think it just flies off.
Pretty much.
Oh,
Okay. Let's see here. You see him look at both of you and do this. Okay, your turn.
I'll grab back up. I got my. Yeah, I'm going to try to fight dirty. So 2 for strong, 1 for fight dirty, and that doesn't have much. 2, 2.
Okay.
11. That's not great.
That also seems lower than average for 4. But you want,
Yeah.
and ties
He rolled
always
11.
go to the children.
It's true. It's true.
Or friends.
So with fight dirty, he doesn't lose a tough die, but he loses a strong and a smart. So I fainted with my sword.
To outmaneuver him, and your attack was successful. Okay. Its turn. Runs over. And you can tell he picks up a larger, more menacing, like kind of rips it out of the hands of one of the other. That's his turn, is to basically move and grab this much larger sword that he was using.
Okay.
First.
So wait. Jeff went, and he went, now it's my turn. Okay. Shoot him. Again, I rolled another 8.
Okay.
Was that 3 8s in a row? No, sorry, 7, 2 8s in a row. Ah, good. You crappy.
All right. Well, that didn't
I hit him!
as I had hoped. I was hoping to trigger a certain type of thing, but that's okay. So basically, he picks up the sword, and Brent is waiting.
Shoot him in the face with my bow.
And you can tell, assured that he's going to be able to turn the tides with this mighty weapon. Thunk.
Yep.
right in the head. And so just so people are aware, in Yeld, you don't always have to
Murder the monsters.
murder the monsters. You can use things like rope and stuff like you can do. You can do anything that you like. So that is always an option. It appears in this. Sometimes you may.
We do have a soul thief, which is much more gear.
Jeff.
Basically.
Yeah.
And don't you have a thing where you actually like take souls? Is that actually what you do?
I get some stuff, extra attack kind of thing.
Yeah.
So when you got, Brent got rid of the one guy.
Yeah, I managed to kill both of them. So
You did that. See?
Yeah. So technically, just so people are aware, when you defeat monsters, or whoever it may be, you can kill them, capture them. They can so there's a few different ways to go through things here, and of course, loot tends to come from monsters that are killed or captured or surrender, whereas so special dice like scare helps them retreat, negotiate helps them surrender, do things with rope helps them be. So the last fairy falls, and you hear the voice, kind of like the main Medusa up there resonates. It's like you are strong heroes, and you may be able to change what comes next. And she kind of like shows a kind of a prophecy where it is. You see what looks to be like kind of almost like a projection, and it shows a very quick, almost like a super cut of the history of dragons, kind of moving faster and faster until it gets to this last scene where you see this large, I would say colossal purple dragon, fighting against this very small gnat-like thing. From your descriptions and kind of everything that this probably is the fight between Croesus and Dargul. And you can see that Dargul, over the course of days, and it goes by very quickly. You're kind of watching this like 4 times speed, 10 times speed kind of thing. You see that the dragon is worn down, and eventually,
I start humming 80s montage music.
pretty much. And so once that's done, you see the final prison of Croesus is underneath the Angry Mountains, and he's kind of trapped by this magma as he's pretty much forced to power the forges for the fairies there. And it says you have a choice. The time of dragons is almost ended. Should you choose, this egg can help possibly hearken their return, or and restore Croesus to his former self. Or you could use this to end the dragons forever. Will you be able to handle such responsibility? ...
Croesus is the last key holder.
He's a
Or
hunter.
is a key holder.
Yeah, he's a hunter. And I think that's where we'll end this short one-shot adventure into Yeld. Yeah, pretty easy.
Cool.
Okay.
So, can you handle the responsibility? Sounds like a perfect thing to ask children.
Yeah.
Ender's
I'm sure we're
Game
going to make a
style.
sound decision.
Ender's Game style genocide. Always a good place to stop a game with 12-year-olds in it.
Will you let them live, or will you use this to break his last remaining will? His last remaining willpower.
Hey, the two parents in the room. How good are kids at assessing the consequences of their actions?
My kid? What consequences? Just today, I was like,
I think
hey,
it's
buddy.
all kids, is what I mean.
Well, I was just like, hey, buddy, you don't want to be throwing your knees like that. And he kneed me right in the eyeball. I was like, yep.
Ouch.
Yeah, he was jumping around playing, and then he whacked me.
See,
Kind
the
of
thing is
flying
you
knee.
said you don't want to do that, and you were wrong. You should have said,
True.
"Don't knee me in the face, please."
Well, I was well. See, I didn't want him to knee me in the face. Then he did knee me in the face. If I'd have known it was coming, I probably should have been more active voice about it. But who knows? So, what I was going to try to do there, and I probably should have made those fairies just a little bit tougher. As I was trying to get one of you into the ghost world to see how that would go. But
Right, you're trying to kill one of us. Yes,
I was literally trying to kill one of you, but I just didn't give myself the means to do so. So that was more my fault. I'm sorry. I should have.
I think it's okay. I think it's all right. I think we did fine. We didn't test out the ghost stuff, but that's okay.
Yeah. It just didn't happen this time.
Yeah, but honestly, I think Yeld has got some interesting components to it, just in the way they format the story. I mean, I admit that the story is telling the idea of, you're collecting keys, escaping Yeld, and all that.
It has a fairly decent meta. Like, one of the things that I think can be a problem in some games is the meta plot that some games have. Like World of Darkness, it had, the Weaver the Wild and the End of the World stuff and other games. Whereas this meta plot is one that's pretty easy to work forward. Like it gives the players it instead of kind of having a problem in the story. I think this is one of those things that will facilitate.
Yeah, well,
moving forward. It's kind of like Teeth with the time clock thing.
Yeah.
Where the meta plot has a time clock that kind of pushes the players to make decisions, to have goals to meet that time clock, which I think
that's true.
Yeah. So I think that the rules are pretty simple. Like, I think the framing of it is just something that I wasn't used to. I'm not sure something like a skills challenge would be as effective in this type of game, but I do like the idea that if it's a, like an effort challenge, like you guys both just boiled those down to an effort challenge if you didn't try something else. And, and I think it works because if you fail your effort challenge, you still can succeed, but at great cost to yourself, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like
there's just more of a cost. Yeah, there's more of a cost, but you still move forward.
Yeah, and I think that that's good. But in the game still allows you to have the failure where you don't actually proceed forward. The skills challenge and stuff like that, where you say, okay, well, you didn't pass your skills challenge, so you have to think of some other way.
Yeah, this path is no longer open to you. You have to pick a different way to do what you wanted to do. Yeah. I think that's good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's just a super short adventure to kind of like test it out because I was ruining it myself. Hopefully it wasn't too bad.
No, I think it was good. I had fun.
Yeah.
I had more fun than I thought at first. I will say that, but we can get into that later at the.
When we can talk about our thoughts. I have a few.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and we'll kind of give our critique on our next video. So if everybody hopefully enjoyed this short adventure in the land of Yeld, please give us a like. If you're not a subscriber, don't hesitate to subscribe. We play lots of different games. I was just looking at all the different games we've played so far and all that stuff. It's been a lot. It's been a good number.
We played over 20 last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're on the same path this year. So.
I think we might be close. I think last year, because we had the Age of Worms in there, I think that was a big chunk of time.
Yeah, true.
Was that last year?
That's true.
Yes, that was last year.
Yeah.
I don't remember time anymore. Time is just time is fiction.
It's fluid for sure.
So that's it. Welcome to the Magical Land of Yeld, and we will catch everybody Thursday. Jeff, outside the comments down in the bottom of the YouTube thing, how would they get a hold of us?
Well, they can find us on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Twitter. We are at Rollwise. You can also email us, rollwiseguys@gmail.com.
And thank you for joining us as we explored the magical world of Yeld. And as always, roll well, roll wise. Be safe out there, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.